What's up, guys? We finally have what we've all been waiting for. The full WWE 2K24 roster reveal is here. We have some surprising names, some returning legends, new managers, and much more. But before we get into it, please guys, do your boy a huge favor as I discuss WWE, AEW, all wrestling and wrestling game related content. Please subscribe, like, share, and comment your thoughts. Follow my social media accounts in the description below. Now let's get into the news. We have the full list of confirmed wrestlers in this year's game, and earlier they promised us over 200 superstars, and as of right now, the list has over 230 superstars. And here is the full list. I am definitely not going to sit here and name every single wrestler. You guys can see it right now on the screen. But what I will point out are the new additions and returning legends. And along with this list, we have some new overalls confirmed. Some good, some bad. But let me just address something really quick. I've had some people, and not just me, but I've seen it all throughout Twitter and other YouTube videos, people just saying, what's the big deal with complaining about overall ratings when you can just change them anyways? And trust me, I see your point. I always change the overall ratings anyways. But my issue is the disrespect that the developers themselves are giving these wrestlers. And I'm just thinking that maybe some of these developers are not aware or do not even watch the product because of how just abysmal some of these ratings are. Like, Johnny Gargano's is the one that got to me the most because a 74 is ridiculous. And yeah, I know, yes, you could change it to whatever you wanted to change it to. But the fact that the people that are making this game are giving these wrestlers so inaccurate ratings, that is why I point this out. But I can go on and on about this. It's not the biggest deal in the world. But getting back on track, on this list, we have a returning Ken Shamrock. And he is not just a referee, he is a playable character. And also, similarly to that, we have Scarlett, who is also now a playable character. She was only available as a manager in last year's game, and now we have the ability to play as her, so that's pretty cool. And on the official managers list, we have B-Fab, Bobby the Brain Heenan, Kathy Kelly, Mick Foley, Miss Elizabeth, Paul Bearer, Paul Heyman, and Theodore Long. And on this list, the thing that stands out to me the most is the return of the late, great Paul Bearer. I don't even know when the last time he was in a WWE game. You guys can remind me, but yeah, it's pretty cool to see him back. I feel like it's been at least 5 years, maybe even much longer than that, but it's great to see Paul Bearer back in the game. Another thing that seems kind of confusing is Kathy Kelly as a manager. I don't know what the reason for this is, but that's an interesting new addition, I guess. And also, I want to point out B-Fab being a manager, because if she's on the manager list, that might mean that she won't be a playable character. I'm not confirming this, but that would be kind of dumb because she's a wrestler, not a manager. And similarly to how Kathy Kelly is mostly a backstage presence and not a manager, but I don't know. This is the little things that I'm saying 2K just... they do these little things that don't really make the most sense, but it's not a big deal, so yeah, whatever. And some of the new overall ratings that were revealed recently include Becky Lynch coming in at a 92 overall, and yep, that is exactly where she should be. This is one of the ones that 2K got exactly right. Another one that is exactly on point in my opinion is Shinsuke Nakamura at an 84. He is actually probably a better wrestler than the 84 overall, but because of his win-loss record and just pretty much losing to Cody Rhodes every week anyways, Liv Morgan is an 85. I believe this is 1 point lower than last year. She has recently just returned from her 6-month injury, so I understand it going lower. And yeah, that's pretty on point with her too. Now, an overall rating that got some negative comments was AJ Styles at an 85. I'm not too mad about this one. AJ Styles is historically one of the best in-ring performers of all time. He's still great, but he's definitely not the same person he was just a few years ago as the WWE champion. He has slowed down in the ring a little bit, so 85 I think is too low. I would give him at minimum 87, 88. I would even go as high as 90 because of how talented he might still be. So I say this one is a little bit too low. Now back to how I was saying that the principle of these ratings come into play, and that is the reason why I have an issue with some of these, is here is Jinder Mahal at 74. And like I mentioned before, who else is exactly the same rating? Johnny Gargano, who was much better than Jinder Mahal, and 2K is saying that they are on the same exact level, which is why I point out these ratings and why I have a problem with them, because 2K the developers obviously don't pay attention, and they may not even actually watch the product, because Jinder Mahal and Johnny Gargano, Johnny Wrestling, is not even close to the same level. No disrespect for Jinder, but let's be real. NXT superstar Carmelo Hayes, 81 overall. And I know a lot about Carmelo. This is one of my favorite wrestlers right now, and I say 81 is just right on the money for Melo. Alright y'all, those are all of the updates I have for you so far right now. Stay tuned in the coming weeks for more WWE 2K24 updates. Please check out my other videos, like, share, comment, please subscribe, follow my social media accounts in the description, and you guys stay smooth.